I don't know if it's this is good. This is perfect.
It's okay. Okay, good.
Yeah, it's good like this. Yes, nice. When did you arrive to Bucharest?
We arrived to Bucharest yesterday at quite late at midnight, and now we're in Ploiești. We just took a bus yesterday when we arrived, and we're sleeping in Ploiești, and because we're playing tonight in Ploiești.
How do you like Romania so far? Have you been here before?
Yes, I came to Romania, I think in 22 or 23 years ago, and it was during the winter, in January. So it was very cold and a lot of snow, but I got very great memories from that. And we're very happy to be here and to meet a new audience, and the weather is great. So hopefully we'll get some time to see a bit of the cities and stuff like that.
Great. I don't know if you know too much about Jazz Compas. Is the first Romanian printed magazine, and actually listening to the music of the Jazz Orchestra of France, I was thinking that one of the first materials that we did here in this magazine was about improvised music. The first article was about Ivan Parker, if you know, from
of course,
from UK, and it was interesting listening to the direction of the music that you proposed, or maybe the ensemble proposed in rituals. That it reminded me a bit of this approach. How was the composing process in the ensemble? I saw that you composed some part of the music.
I wanted, on this program, I wanted to have like a program that was written by several different persons. So I asked some of my, good friends and composers like Leila Martial, Camille Durand, Grégoire Le Touvet, and Sylvain Hélary, of course. Asked them to write with me this program, and it was very interesting to write, try to compose a program together. The good thing is that we had a quite special instrumentation on this program. So, as there is 4 voices, and there are some strings also, which are not that often present in jazz music. We had this special orchestration which could give also a kind of coherence to the program, because it was not like, a standard big band. And also the other thing is that we wanted to work on this idea of rituals, musical rituals. And so we found out a great book that is called The Technician of the Sacred. And it's a new collection of a book. It's a book from, a university from the US. And it's a collection of ancient texts from all over the world, like traditional text and traditional songs and, poems and stuff like that. But it's mostly very old stuff that hasn't been transcribed as written before. So like stuff that's, for some of the stuff, it's more than 3,000 or 4,000 years old. And we were really, really like, very inspired by this text, because they were speaking about all the human constants, like, the thing that makes us human and everybody shares, like life, death, food, sex, and all this kind of stuff. And for us, it was obvious that we could use this text to try to build these musical rituals, and try to build a program where you have some pieces that start with pieces from the morning, then you go into the afternoon, and then you go into the night. And all that is like a journey in music. And it could be, like rituals for a day, but it could also be rituals for life or for seasons or stuff like that.
Yes. So there is something ancestral about the way you did the music and somehow the sonorities or the sounds that you got close to. How did you imagine this in terms of combinations of instruments and orchestration?
We did some meetings, with the other composers, and but it was very easy, because probably we met the first time, you know, speaking about the book and the text and the ideas we had in music. And then everybody went back home and wrote some music. And then after that, when we met again, everybody, it was very easy. It was strange because it was very easy. Everybody said, oh, I think I've got a piece that's really is for the morning, you know, because of that and that. And everybody was, yeah, okay, that's cool. And I've got something probably that's more like a night music and stuff like that. And we didn't really, you know, talk a lot about all that. It was very natural and it was really fun to do. And I don't think that we tried to connect, like, you know, probably on some orchestral level, there is some connection between some, you know, music that might sound, for example, the last piece I wrote, which is the piece that is supposed to be like really very, very late at night and going back to the morning. I really tried to compose it and give a different kind of orchestration, probably a bit darker than the other pieces, but and it's supposed also to, at the end of the piece, it's supposed to do kind of you can go back to the beginning of the recording and it works. But yeah, I think we did it. I would say we did it in a very organic way, not really, you know, thinking about too much about the music and really letting the intuition work on that.
So the whole thing was very connected with a certain flow, right? So it didn't. You felt it that it's something that is flowing.
Exactly.
I have a question that is very simple, because we could talk for ages about how to make music, but I'm sure that somebody that doesn't know anything about you and the music, that would like to come to the concert, but it's not, let's say, totally sure. What would you say in few words about the music? Why should people come to listen to the orchestra in these concerts, or maybe one of these concerts? You're gonna play in Ploiești, right?
Yes, tonight.
And then Sibiu and
Bucharest,
then at the Godot Theater, right?
Yeah. I would say one simple thing is that first, you know, I always like music when it's a journey and when it's a trip. And I hope that the program we're offering to the audience is a real trip. So if you want, you know, to escape from everything that surrounds us and go into like an imaginary world and tripping together with us, come to the concert. And I can tell you that it's a real trip. And that's really the way, you know, I've been, when I was a kid, I was spending hours, you know, tripping with some music. And when I was, you know, trying to get asleep, I was putting on my CD player Debussy, for example, and I was tripping and listening to Debussy's music. And well, this is, for me, this is one of the purpose of music. And this is why also we connect with this idea of rituals, because I think there is something about, you know, there is something very spiritual in music. And I'm not referring to any kind of spirituality like, you know, religions, but really deeply spiritual in music. So yeah, it's a collective trip, and that's cool. So come with us, and I hope you'll have fun.